Measles is a terrible illness, and it's totally preventable.
A measles outbreak spreading across 21 states made its way to Tennessee. So far this year, 107 people have contracted the deadly disease across the United States. One person in West Tennessee was treated earlier this year.
Now, this is easily the most talked about story on our Facebook page. It's gotten more than 100 comments and more than 2,000 shares.
And we are getting comments and concerns from people asking about vaccinations and the disease itself. WBIR 10 News reporter Mark Salinger answers your questions in this 10 Listens report.
Hey guys, measles is a deadly disease, but there's a lot of misinformation and theories going around online about this outbreak. Our Facebook post has hundreds of questions from people wondering about measles and how it spreads. We sat down with a pediatrician to get some answers.
Rates of vaccination have been dropping off and on for decades, so it doesn't surprise me.
Dr. Joe Peden is a pediatrician at East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Our first question for him is measles preventable?
Measles is a terrible illness, and it's totally preventable.
Online, you asked if measles can be spread by someone who has been vaccinated. Dr. Peden says yes, but something had to have gone wrong with the vaccination.
If for some reason they've been under-vaccinated, the vaccines were not given in an appropriate manner, or they just did not respond and they contracted measles.
You also asked, can vaccines fail? Dr. Peden says yes, but not often.
And not all vaccines are 100%. Some people don't react, but generally they give you good protection against illnesses.
We've all had to get booster shots at the doctor's office. Dr. Peden says that answers the question about whether or not vaccines wear off over time.
They do, but there's a schedule that, if we continue, maintains immunity. A good example of that is whooping cough. As you get older, young adults, older children can lose their immunity, but they're revaccinated.
Ultimately, Dr. Peden says vaccines are the best way to stay healthy and prevent diseases from spreading.
One case of measles is too many.
Finally, you asked, at what point is something considered an outbreak? The CDC says it all depends on the disease. When a disease rises above the expected levels in a community, then an epidemic or an outbreak is announced. We'll send it back to you.
Mark Salinger on the story, and we'd like to hear your 10 Listens questions or your ideas. Please email them to us at 10listens@wbir.com. You can call us at the number on your screen or tell us about it on social media.